Hello and welcome to National Focus. I'm your presenter Mervin. Thank you for joining us. Coming up, CARICOM Secretary-General lends support to Dominica and 60% of water system restored. Details of our headline stories and others after this. Thank you for staying with us. Residents from the affected areas are in high spirits 1 week after the passage of Tropical Storm Erica. The Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit visited the Dominica Grammar School as well as the Granby Primary, where the evacuees are being sheltered, and can report that these residents are resilient.
While these people would have lost everything that they would have worked for so many years, including loved ones, they're hopeful. They're upbeat. They recognize that it is bad, but it could have been worse, and they're prepared to work together with all of the necessary state agencies in their resettlement and rebuilding efforts. So it was very heartwarming to recognize that they're all in high spirits. The children, the parents, the grandparents, you know. And including those who lost loved ones. It's an amazing demonstration of resilience. And
there continues to be an outpouring of assistance from the international community as recovery efforts continue in Dominica post-Tropical Storm Erica. GIS News caught up with the visiting humanitarian aid and disaster relief troop of the British Navy on Thursday in Dublin.
We've been deployed for 6 months. And the main purpose of our deployment is to be in the theatre for the duration of the hurricane season, so effectively from June to November. So we've spent the last 2 months running around various overseas territories and other islands looking at what it is that we can provide by way of a first response, and what it is that various islands, because no two islands are obviously the same, so what it is the priorities for those individual islands are. So we've been hopefully getting around those in advance of anything happening, so that we could, rather than just turn up and spend 2 days or a day trying to find out what's going on, by having done it in advance, then we should be in a position to be better suited.
Supplies also include pallets of baby food, formula, 1,500 cases of bottled water, and enough food to feed 2,000 people daily. So far, the officers have been very active in practical activities like clearing roads and homes and preparing hot meals aboard the ship to deliver ashore.
So we've got a doctor, so the ship's doctor, who provide obviously quite in-depth medical care. We also have a leading hand medical assistant and a medical technician who are currently on the ground. And the doctor is available on the ship, and should be coming out later this afternoon for service.
Child Abuse Prevention Unit Coordinator Gemma Azil Luce was also on site to streamline the delivery of relief supplies in that area. 11 officers of the United States Coast Guard are also on island, teaming up with the British Army. In partnership with the local cadet corps, the two teams were in Colio on Thursday morning.
Today, we've been basically trying to stage as much food, water, and supplies for the local population as possible. So we have a few staging areas around the island that we're distributing water, food. We also have a helicopter that's making rounds of some of the smaller villages. Once we had everything set on shore from the ship, we're able to actually get on vehicles and come out to these other areas. So today, we're working in this city here, and right now we're actually clearing out the house full of mud here that came from all the water that came down from up from the hills. I know the resident of this house. I believe she's partially blind, so she's disabled. So they requested that we come down here and give assistance as much as we can. So we have the entire team here helping out as best we can. We have most of it cleared out. I know we have, I believe, 2 more rooms that we need to get done. Of course, the carpet has to come out. It's pretty heavy. It takes a lot of us to get, all the sludge and everything that gets in there, and also move all the furniture, obviously, as you can see down here. Trying to move all that out and get as much out as we can and clean it up for the resident.
In more news, the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force is continuing its efforts to bring Dominica to some sort of normalcy. Chief of Police Daniel Cowan says police officers have been engaged since before the passage of Hurricane Danny, and with the passage of Erica, all days off were suspended.
Since the threat that Hurricane Danny posed to us, 2 days before the passage of Danny, posing that threat, we my senior management team and I took a decision to suspend all days off for members of the CARICOM Dominica Police Force. And so Danny spared us, but the Met Office gave an advisory that we should pay attention to Tropical Storm Erica. And so we continued that order that all members of the CDPF would not be granted days off. And so Erica struck, and that immediately after Erica struck, we issued an order that everybody on vacation leave must return. Most return, and that is those who are on island. But those who are out overseas could not return, and some of them are trying to return. By virtue of we suspending days off and calling back people who are on vacation leave, has strengthened our human resource base. And so, even before the deluge of rain had stopped, we had officers already deployed in Roseau, in the city of Roseau, responding and making their evaluation of what was happening.
To this date, officers remain in Petit Savan, where most people have been evacuated.
By the second day, the third day after Erica, there were 30+ police officers deployed in Petit Savan. With them, there were some members of the RSS Antigua Police Force, 5 of them, and they were there. And they too, it was a tremendous challenge to them. And so we started our search and rescue operations both on land and on sea. We had tremendous help from the Coast Guard. I must commend the Coast Guard very highly. The St. Lucia Coast Guard came in, and even the Coast Guard faced a tremendous challenge because there were several logs on the sea which caused serious damage to both our safe boats and the St. Lucia cutter. But having said that, the men continued working well, continued doing the search and rescue, and right down to search and recovery.
The Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force has received tremendous support from foreign forces.
Barbados, through the RSS, we have 22 defense forces here, 3 police officers and 6 fire officers. Antigua, we have 18 defense forces and 12 fire officers. St. Lucia, we have 13 Coast Guard personnel with their cutter. St. Vincent and Grenadines, we have 5 police officers. Grenada, we have 3 police officers. St. Kitts and Nevis, 8 defense forces. Montserrat, 13 defense forces and 5 police officers. And Venezuela, well, you would have heard, 63 military personnel and military vessel ship. We have 150 military personnel from the British. And so the efforts are ongoing.
The Chief of Police is also satisfied with the level of conduct of residents in the severely affected areas. Director of Primary Health Care, Dr. Laura Esprit, says most of the health centers across the island are fully operational. Dr. Esprit was speaking at the press briefing post-Erica Wednesday night.
Presently, the Dalis and Boetica health centers are not accessible via public transportation. However, there is a resident nurse in Dalis and a health team, including a doctor, who is being airlifted to provide services to those communities. The Bells Health Center, on the other hand, is not accessible and no healthcare services are being provided there at this time. Healthcare services for Culibistry is now being provided for at the Roman Catholic Church Presbytery.
The CARICOM Secretary-General, Ambassador Erwin Larrock, is lending support to the Commonwealth of Dominica in the aftermath of Tropical Storm Erica. Ambassador Larrock, who arrived in Dominica on Thursday, is doing his part to mobilize support both regionally and internationally to assist in the recovery efforts.
Many of our regional institutions are stepping forward. CDMA, I believe, was one of the first on the ground. And Brigadier General retired is here as part of the CDMA troop. along with me this evening, three medical persons came in from CAFA, epidemiologist, which was requested, I believe, by the Ministry of Health. They left from Canefield and went straight to a meeting with Dr. Ricketts and others. And there's been a tremendous outpouring.
The ambassador conveyed that the government of Guyana will send a consignment of rice. They have also indicated that military personnel will be sent if needed. The Dominica Water and Storage Company, DOWASCO, is continuing its efforts to bring pipe-borne water to communities across the island. At a press briefing Thursday evening, General Manager of DOWASCO, Bernard Etinoff, says that close to 60% of water systems have been restored. Before the passage of Tropical Storm Erica, DOWASCO was nearing 100% at giving access to pipe-borne water across the country. After the passage of the storm, 100% of DOWASCO's system was affected.
The damages suffered by DOWASCO systems or inflicted to DOWASCO systems were blockage of intakes by heavy boulders and heavy siltation. In certain cases, intakes concrete structures are severely damaged. And that is the case for Water Area 1, for example, that serves the communities from Meru to Castle Comfort, including Roseau and all the environs there, Warner and Campbell. We are happy to report to date that the intake at Springfield has been cleaned totally. We had to use, in some cases, 24 men getting into the river since heavy equipment could not operate there. And water has been restored in Water Area 1.
Etinoff says preliminary estimates suggest that repairs to the system will cost upwards of $50 million. The general manager is also appealing to the public to not engage in indiscriminate use of fire hydrants and standpipes.
Part of the problem we are having in this water system is the indiscriminate use of fire hydrants and standpipes around the city, in Canefield, in Newtown, where persons indiscriminately connect hoses to those pipes and wash down their yards and wash down the streets in spite of our appeal not to do so. We understand the need for the city to be cleaned and for the homes to be cleaned, but we also understand there's a greater need for persons to be able to get some water at their homes. And so we have appealed to the public not to engage in this indiscriminate use of the standpipes and fire hydrants.
Medical Director of the Princess Margaret Hospital, Dr. Ruby Blas, says health care professionals and staff of the PMH continues to be assiduous in its response to the needs of the nation post-Tropical Storm Erica.
The first thing we did was to adjust our operations, and that included the cancellation of non-emergency or elective type services. So that would include things like surgeries that were not urgent, as well as outpatient clinics. And these were cancelled so as to allow freeing up of resources, both human and otherwise, to deal with urgent situations. We do hope, though, that by next week we can resume or move towards resumption of normal activities, going back to regular surgical lists and regular outpatient clinics.
She says the PMH is also providing support to primary healthcare services by deploying medical personnel to out districts where residents are unable to access services at the PMH. Additionally, the hospital and central medical stores continue to work closely with primary healthcare services to ensure that medical supplies are delivered on a regular basis as needed. Dr. Blas says provisions have also been made for high-risk patients.
To allow them to be on the hospital compound, and we speak specifically of the dialysis patients. As Dr. Johnson alluded, we have patients who are dialyzed up to 3 times a week, and it would have been extremely difficult and probably impossible for them to keep going back and forth, again because our road network has been so significantly interrupted.
According to the medical director, special staffing demands have been put in place, and currently a Grenadian pathologist is on island assisting the pathology department with post-mortem procedures. Cuban volunteers, including 6 family physicians who arrived earlier this week, are being deployed to various district health centers. She says the nation is also receiving assistance from 6 nurses from the British Virgin Islands, 7 Cuban nurses stationed at the PMH, a Cuban anesthesiologist and a Cuban epidemiologist also operating at the PMH. Dr. Bly is thankful for the contribution of medical supplies and the personnel from regional and international partners, allowing for an effective healthcare system following Erica. In light of the passage of Tropical Storm Erica, persons taking medication are being advised to take certain precautions. Director of Primary Healthcare Dr. Esprit had this advice for persons taking medication.
Persons suffering from non-communicable diseases such as diabetes, high blood pressure, and asthma should visit their healthcare center that is closest to them in the event of any emergencies. We encourage you to take your medication as was prescribed by your doctor. If your medication is finished, lost, or got wet during the storm, please report to the health center that is closest to you for a refill. Persons on insulin are all advised to keep your insulin in a cool area. It can remain at room temperature or in a cooler with ice if possible.
And that's the English news. McPherson St. Luce is next with the Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non, moi, c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, Premier ministre Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt, qui a fait parole merci pour le gouvernement de l'Angleterre pour support Yukawan Dominique, sinon mauvais culte Erica, qui bien dommagé pays là. Yon bateau militaire arrivé en pays et puis yon sont avec 50 officiers militaires. Bateau ça là lanké en l'enmain de Wadi Blanc. On a eu service pour moun West Coast pays là qui bien dommagé, hord mauvais culte salam aussi à Marigot et puis en Westland. L'Angleterre a aussi assisté puis rangement pour un service de l'eau pour moun qui est affecté. Officier l'Angleterre a fait parole qui yo parlé pour un service médical à bon bateau là si moun besoin. D'autres nouvelles organisations internationales et puis régionales qui ont assisté Dominique Viwe de bout si le mauvais culte Erica. CARICOM a fait parole support pour pays, si le secrétaire-général ambassadeur Owen Larocque qui est arrivé en pays là. Ambassadeur Larocque fait parole qui a joué paille assisté Dominique ou là il a cherché support régional et puis international. Et des gouvernements Guyana qui a envoyé une quantité de oui qui est arrivé tout de suite. Ambassadeur Larocque aussi dit officier militaire ça venu ici si ça venu nécessaire. En même temps, paro kawan support pour ministre de santé. Sinon officier Shirley Augustine, yo ka assister ou là yo ka manager système information et puis emergency operating center. Et des paro bien paré pour assister Dominique Viwe de bout. En délégation organisation cela t'es supposé arriver en pays, j'ai dit semaine cela. En d'autres nouvelles, un bateau Martinique Tilnake ici et puis marchandises qui est porté pour assister Dominique, sinon mauvais culte Erica qui bien dommagé pays. Mademoiselle Zephrine Roy, c'est dominicaine, même un groupe Martinique qui voyageait pour assister.
Le montant ce qui est arrivé et il y a un groupe d'amis qui de Koyo même ils ont décidé de venir mettre Koyo ensemble pour mener aide à la Dominique. Donc tout de suite moi metti comme moi et puis yo parce que les ça yo qu'a fait ba Dominique yo qu'a fait ba moi aussi et c'était normal que moi associé comme moi à l'action. Donc c'est un groupe d'individus qui pas une pièce affiliation politique qui décidait de même de faire ça. Donc ça nous fait c'est nous rallier moun Martinique, nous publier bagaille sur les réseaux sociaux Facebook tout moyen nous tenir pour rallier moun pour venir faire donation et puis population Martinique répond tout de suite et puis massivement. Yo ba moun koyo entreprise toute qualité de dons, l'eau, manger, matériel pour nettoyer, matériel médical. Les pêcheurs ils répondent aussi, c'est par ce moyen-là que nous arrivons ici. Et puis nous avons dit un grand merci à la Martinique.
Et puis finalement, tout droit pour et puis maison publique BCG, qu'on Dominicien observé 2 jours la peine pour ça nous expériencer de mauvais content Erika qui dommage PA. Le gouvernement Dominique a déclaré 2 jours la peine pour changer ces gens-là qui perdent la vie ailleurs et puis aussi pour prier Dieu. Quand même samedi et puis dimanche, qui observé qu'on journée la prière tout le monde Dominique. Premier ministre Roosevelt Skerritt, qui a crié à ces Dominicains pour chaîne la prière en ces diverses l'église là tout le monde Dominique. En même temps, président Excellence Charles Savrin délivre l'adresse nationale. Président Savrin crié à ces Dominicains pour mettre des différences à ses côtés et puis travailler ensemble pour bâtir Dominique. Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nous faire la créole pour à présent. Non moins, c'est McPherson Saint-Claude qui a dit tout le monde pour rester cool en temps de salam. Et puis, un bon week-end. Au revoir.
Before we leave, here's one announcement. The National Reconstruction Advisory Committee through the Emergency Operations Center wishes to thank the many generous Dominicans who have committed themselves to and are providing meals for the evacuees at all centers, including the Dominica Grammar School. In light of the outpouring of such assistance, there is a significant overflow of cooked food at the Dominica Grammar School Evacuation Center. Therefore, the EOC wishes to advise that any individual, organization, or institution wishing to provide cooked meals to the evacuees at the DGS should call Shelter Manager Ms. Doreen Dura at mobile number 225-7741. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website at news.gov.dm. Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. From all of us here at the GIS News production team, I'm Mervin. Thanks for watching, and join us again next time on National Focus.